When I was working with a mentor in my late 30s, early 40s, when she told me that I would be learning until the day I died, I was like, oh, shit. As we peel each layer away, we begin to blossom like the lotus flower.
And we're evolving beings. We're
here to evolve
until the day we die, you know, and that is a whole nother subject because we don't die.
No, we don't.
And so we just... Hi, I'm Deborah.
And I'm Deanna.
And we are here to inspire, motivate you, and assist you in living the best version of you.
And we're going to show you how to do that from the inside out using real life examples of what we experience every day and how we use the tools of manifestation to change our thoughts and therefore change our reality and become the greatest versions of who we were meant to be.
Who we were born to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So I guess where do you want to start today, Deanna?
Well, I think I want to start with, we've done so much work. And I know that we've been doing this work since we were in our early 30s. And so we've learned a lot of tools and we almost take them for granted. But I think by doing this podcast that we're going to really realize the benefit and the pricelessness of all the tools that we've acquired in our toolbox that we use every day, several times a day.
And it's all about changing our thoughts.
Yes.
And so, we've talked about, we have over 60,000 thoughts a day. 95% of those are the same ones that we had yesterday. So how do we get out of that cycle? It's like simple little things that we do on a daily basis.
Okay. But before we talk about that, I do want to stress the fact that the one thing that I learned from the first week-long advanced meditation with Dr. Joe Dispenza was that our bodies are 0.0001% of who we totally are. The other 99.99999% of who we are is vibration. We can't see it, hear it, smell it, or touch it, or feel it. And so to really, really take that in and really contemplate that, what does that mean? And that is where our thoughts come in. That are our thoughts coming from our past experiences? Are we thinking about the future? That's right. The whole power of now, being present and allowing the intuitive thoughts to come through and listening to those intuitive thoughts. And when you're having 60,000 thoughts a day, between 60 and 80,000 thoughts a day, how do you begin to discern that?
Yeah. So which one is your intuition? Which one is the fear? Which one is the programming? And so how do you do it? Give me an example, of, in your everyday life of how you do it. Because I know that you've talked about, the self-sabotaging thoughts that, how we talk to ourselves, daily, how we talk to ourselves.
And how, for the most part, we're all our own worst enemies.
Right.
And so this morning, as I was working in the kitchen and making my smoothie, I was contemplating an experience that I had yesterday. And I thought, nope, I'm not going to go into beating myself up. Nope, I'm not going to listen to that self-sabotaging voice. I am so present. I am in the present moment of what I'm doing right now. And I'm not going to listen to those thoughts that are self-sabotaging.
So do you replace those thoughts?
I observe them and then...
So you notice them first.
I notice that. That's the first step, is when you notice the thoughts.
Yes.
And then you get into the feeling of, no, I am doing great. Look at what you've done, Deanna. Look at what you've accomplished this far. And look at, how really great you are and what a great person you are. And that's how it starts. By observing and then just talking to yourself how you would talk to your little 5-year-old daughter, 5-year-old grandchild.
Right.
How would you talk to them?
And so when a thought comes in, of how you may have responded or reacted to someone the day before, or what you said, and you think, oh, I wish I, had said something different. So instead of going into that, you just accept that what you how it played out, accept it and move on from that. And also tell yourself how you would respond the next time.
Replay it in your mind.
Replay
Like I always say, do a take two. So go back to that moment. Now, how would you respond from love? How would you respond from your heart? Because I can see clearly when I'm responding from my ego, from my fear-based, conditioned, abused self. And there was, the self-abuse, the negative self-talk, that's self-abuse.
Right.
And so,
right. Yeah.
And so
you think of it that way.
We have to break that. And I love to use the analogy of a freight train that's carrying 100 cars and it's going, 100 miles an hour. How long it takes to stop that train. It takes a while. So once you become aware of your thoughts and you're observing your thoughts, it takes a while to stop those thoughts and turn them around in a more positive, more enlightened, more loving direction.
And the more you do that, though, I think the easier it gets.
Just like anything.
So it's a practice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a practice.
Just like when we learned to drive a car. Right. We had to think of, how many things, 20, 25 things all at once. Putting the car in park, put your blinker on, start to slow down 20 feet before you get to the stop sign. And
now you don't have to think about it anymore. You just do it.
Now we just get in the car and drive.
And so it's the same way with your thoughts.
Yep.
So the more you practice that, and it's when we're alone that we're having those thoughts, and a lot of times when we're in the kitchen, and we're, prepping or, or even just washing the dishes, and if you start thinking about a conversation, I remember, even when you're driving and you're having an argument in your head with someone because of maybe the way that they treated you or something that they said to you that triggered you, right? And so that's it's an easy thing if you're not aware to get triggered, but also, so one of the practices that I've been doing and thinking about, especially after spending a lot of time with family recently, is that, it's so interesting because when we're with our families, that's the best time to practice it because we actually see who we are in relationship to them and that we can stop in that moment and shift our realities and not follow along the same patterns. And so when people talk about getting together with their families for the holidays and there's so much dysfunction and all, so first of all, before you go into a new gathering, you set your intention.
Setting the intentions is one of the greatest tools that I learned. So you set your intentions. First thing you wake up in the morning before your feet hit the floor, set your intentions for the day. You know what? Today, I am going to have an easy flowing day. I'm going to be in the right place at the right time. And I am going to have heart to heart and soul to soul connections with each and every one of my clients. I am going to be in the vibration of joy. I'm going to recognize and acknowledge when I'm feeling really good and really get into that feeling because that feeling is contagious.
It is. And it's actually coaching yourself into a self-empowerment feeling or vibe.
Yeah.
Because we're, the 99 point whatever percent.
9999%.
Of energy, that's the vibration.
Yeah.
So our thoughts are vibes, our words are vibes, but we have control over it in our own minds.
Yes.
And so when we recognize that, that we can create our own realities.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. And I can remember exactly, it was about 20 years ago when I was in a transitional time in my life. And I had read a book about setting intentions. And I don't even remember who the author was or what the book was. It was just, I took that one tool. And so I would use that. And especially when we're in the car, because when we're in the car, it's so... We're operating in our subconscious. We don't even have to think about what we're doing.
Right.
So it's a great time to create new habits. And I've talked about that with breath work, let's just demonstrate that, the breath that, because practice this when you're in your car, because that's the best time to create a new habit. And I'm going to get into, remembering my first memory of setting an intention because it was in a car. So we're going to show you this breath right now. And this is an incredible tool that I've taught to so many people. And so we're going to do it. We're just going to demonstrate it now.
And it's when you're feeling anxious or when you're feeling stressed.
Or you're in a rush.
Yeah, or you're in a rut.
Or in a rut, anytime.
Anytime that you're off balance, that you're not in the vibration, the feeling of what you desire in your life.
Right.
You're going to do this breath.
And so we're going to call it, like being in homeostasis, because all healing happens when you're in homeostasis,
which is
being very balanced.
And having heart and brain coherence.
Yes.
So our heart energy center, that's where love resides. That's where our soul is anchored. And we just take it for granted.
Yeah, we do. So I'm going to demonstrate now. So in actually placing your hands on your heart really helps to bring you to that moment. So it's just, you can close your eyes or leave them open. If I'm at a red light, I will leave my eyes open. But for the most part, I close my eyes and I just do 2 quick inhales and a long exhale. And it looks like this. It's like... And then linger there for just a moment. And then when you open your eyes, you're going to notice
how much calmer.
How much calmer.
Look at us.
Yeah.
How much calmer we are in this moment.
Yeah. And you can feel it and you can sense it in your whole, the aura, of where you are. You can sense it. And so that's the ripple. Okay. So then
the ripple.
What?
The ripple.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Just like when you drop a pebble in a pond, the ripple effect of it. That's what our energy does.
Yeah.
That's what our vibe does.
So doing that breath.
So when you are feeling calm and you're feeling relaxed and you're feeling happy or you're feeling joy and you're feeling love, other people will feel it. They won't know why they're feeling a certain way, but that's the effect we have. We are all one. We are all connected. And so when you think of the responsibility that we have not only for ourselves, but for the collective consciousness, that we can change our reality.
Yes, yes. And it's that simple. I think the hardest part is getting into the practice of it. And so that's why when we're in the car, that's the easiest time.
It is for me.
Or, and anything that you do at home that is like just automatic, just even brushing your
Vacuuming.
teeth. Yes, vacuuming. So I always make a suggestion to when you're going from one segment to another. Okay. And that also comes in with the bringing the intention back into it. And so if in your thoughts you cannot come up with an intention, to do the breath first, and then just ask yourself, how do I want to be? How do I want this next moment or this next segment? How do I want it to play out? And so doing the breath kind of puts you into that so that you can even think, right?
So I think the breath anchors.
Yeah.
It anchors you. And not only just not that you can think, that you can listen.
Yeah.
You can listen to the intuition coming through. When you say, you want to feel great, you want your day to flow smoothly, you want things to be easy, not hard. That when you set your intentions, you'll be amazed. I think it's what we would call magical. We have so much. We have the quantum field. We have the 99.9999% to create from. That these vessels are just a very, very small part of who we are.
Yeah. And so when you talk about the pause and the magic being in the pause, and so that's what we're practicing. on, a daily basis is if someone says something to you that triggers you, just put your hand on your heart and take a breath.
What am I to learn in this moment about myself? This has nothing to do with the other person.
Right.
And we are not in the blame game. We are not pointing fingers. We are taking complete responsibility of our vibration.
Right. And we're also not in the victim mode.
Correct.
Like, why is that person treating me that way?
Yeah.
That's a victim mode.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it has nothing to do with you.
Right.
And once you realize that was a huge lesson for me because I was so comfortable in being in the victim mode.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, when we were children, we were.
Yes.
We were victims.
Yes.
We were victims to our parents. We were victims to any adult or all adults.
Or authorities.
Authorities.
Yeah.
And so now that I'm an adult, I don't have to be a victim anymore. I can change my life in an instant. I can change my thought in a millisecond. And that's feeling empowered.
Yes.
That's the feeling of empowerment. That, wow, it's so... I just want to say, it's like no amount of money could pay for that. There is no amount of money that you can value that at. It's priceless.
It is.
It's invaluable.
Yes. Yeah.
To be empowered.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what we want. That's what we want for each and everybody who's listening, for you to feel your alignment, to feel that you're in the space of love and that you do have control.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's so simple, right?
Yeah. But it's hard. It's hard.
It's really hard.
Yeah. We know.
Yeah.
We know. We've learned so much.
We have.
And this is about learning. I mean, when I was working with a mentor in my late 30s, early 40s, when she told me that I would be learning until the day I died, I was like, oh, shit. Oh my God. I was like, I want to just do all the work now and then just coast. But it's impossible.
Right.
It's impossible because as we peel each layer away, we begin to blossom like the lotus flower.
And we're evolving beings. We're
here to evolve
until the day we die, you know, and that is a whole nother subject because we don't die.
No, we don't.
And so we just leave this body, this vessel, and we are our energetic soul selves, when we leave this body. And so why not? Why not have fun?
Right.
While we're doing this, right?
Well, that's the one thing that we had to do. We had to put more fun into our lives.
Yeah.
We had to schedule fun.
Especially for me, I feel like I was always so serious.
You were.
Yes. Yeah. And
I was the jokester.
Yeah.
I always, wanted everyone to feel great.
Yes.
And to make everyone laugh.
Yeah.
And your son does that.
Yeah. And I'm the type of person that I just don't talk, and I wouldn't talk.
You shut down.
And I just observe. Yeah. I wouldn't say that I shut down, but I mean, it could be taken that way.
Yeah.
That I shut down. If someone else is seeing me that way, then I'm shut down. But in myself, I don't feel that I'm shutting down. I feel like I'm just I think it's more of a protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't have to protect yourself anymore.
We don't have to protect ourselves.
No,
because we can change it in the moment. Which brings me, so I wanted to talk about the intention. So my children were young. So I had two young children. I was on my own. I was, just like, that was the time I manifested my car. That, it was the faith, having faith and knowing that I could do it, and just trusting that I could do it. And so no matter how busy you are, no matter where you are in your life, if you just had a baby, if you're, running a couple of companies, you still have the time to change your habits, to create the results that you want in your life and to create the reality that you want your life to be. So,
because if you do the same thing every day, you get out of bed, you go in, you brush your teeth, you go out, you make your coffee, you check your emails. And if you do the same thing every day
at the same time,
your life will be the same.
Yeah.
So if you're happy with that, fine.
Right.
But I'm not.
No.
I'm not happy with that. I love change.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's another thing is that people don't always change is hard for people. It's really difficult.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know why that is. It's because I've never been
comes
that
from
way.
Fear?
I think, definitely comes from fear. Fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. Like that, by us starting this podcast, I mean, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary to be putting ourselves out there. It's not easy, but what we're doing is that what we're doing on this podcast is what we do in our appointments with our clients
and with our children and our family,
yes.
and, with everybody in our lives. And, but also we get to practice on each other.
We do.
And we're helping each other. So I always say that that's very helpful when there's someone else in your life that is changing and evolving and you're having these discussions. Mm-hmm. I had a discussion with my daughter this morning because in my meditations, and I've been practicing the Joe Dispenza meditations every day for over 2 years now. Mm-hmm. And so part of me feels like I should be having more mystical moments. I should be, being able to just go right into meditation. But humans are so much more complicated than that. And so as I'm in my meditation, I'm saying, let go, let go. Let go. And then my daughter this morning, she said, and she's doing the meditations every day too, and noticing the changes and
in herself or you?
In herself, and because she's also 42 years younger and has, I have 42 more years of conditioning and patterning to overcome, or to, it's not really overcoming. It's more about transcending, working through it. So, and she said, maybe she's reframing it for me. So maybe if you thought about it more as, instead of saying let go, say relax. Because let go was more of
doing.
More doing, right? And relaxing is more like
being.
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah. So instead of do.
Yeah. And it really resonated with me when she said that.
Yeah. So you could feel it. Could you feel it?
Yes, I could. And I'm looking forward to that, my next meditation, because I'm going to tell myself
just relax.
When I'm in the meditation, when, the thoughts are going, because meditation is not about stopping your thoughts. It's really about going into the quantum field.
Yes.
And like transcending the limiting thoughts and beliefs. Okay. So when you're transcending it, think of yourself, I'm going to think of myself as floating and relaxing. So when you're relaxing, you have to like physically relax everything. So I am in a comfortable position when it's a supported position when I'm in meditation. Yes. I'm not sitting there like a yogi in a lotus position, and working through all of that. I don't need to do that. Mm-mm. And so I'm in a supported position and just relax. And to me, I can also use, I'm a very visual person, so I can also use, the hands of God or source holding me, and just like if someone's holding you or or hugging you and just relaxing and melting into that feeling. And we can do that in our minds when we are in meditation or contemplation or relaxation, whatever name you want to put on that. Mm-hmm. And I know with Dr. Joe's meditations have really helped me. I've been meditating for decades, but his helped me because of the music he plays and the words that he says.
It's all intentional.
It's so intentional.
To get us into that.
Yeah.
Theta brainwave.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So to get out of the alpha and into the theta brainwaves, and that's the goal. That's the intention. So we're talking about intentions, right? So we just have to discipline ourselves.
Yes.
I think, and set goals for yourself.
Yes.
That, and you can start out, and when I'm teaching this, when I'm coaching someone on doing this, it's just give yourself 5 minutes. Just start with 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And that's a great way to start. And then when you feel that relaxation, that calm, you get into that, into that state, you're almost into it. And then you don't want to leave it.
Because it feels so good.
Yeah, it feels good. But if you're having difficulty getting to that point, start with 5 minutes today. and then do 5 minutes tomorrow. Just tell yourself, so you're starting this habit, of just taking that time for yourself, because it's more of the inner work than the outer work that makes a difference. So, we all exercise, we walk, we do all, we're in motion, right? And so to calm all of that down and go into yourself, I think that's the scary part for people, to face yourself. And so it's a matter of just making yourself do it, disciplining yourself to do it, setting goals for yourself.
And then once you start seeing the results in the 3D world of all the work that you've been doing on yourself, you feel good.
Yeah.
It feels really good. And you want more. And so you increase the time to 10 minutes.
Yes.
Or then you gradually increase the time to 15 minutes. But what I want to say about the Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations is that I tried meditating for decades, and I felt that I was never successful until I started with the Joe Dispenza, because it's a guided meditation, and it really does take anywhere between 40 minutes and an hour to get into that theta brainwave where your mind is not thinking. It takes a while to tame that lion, as Dr. Joe says. So that's what we're doing, because because once you start using the intention of getting into stillness, your thoughts become more rapid, and they because they're fighting to be. They think that there's, the thoughts think, I don't want to go anywhere. This has been my mojo for, 60 years or so. And, what's going to happen to me? And I have told myself, I've told my egoic, the brain, the thoughts, that it's okay. You can take a break.
Oh, yeah.
You can sit down and relax. But, going back to when you said, the let go, how hard that was for you.
Yes.
As soon as we said relax, I could feel my whole body relax. And isn't it easier to let go when you relax?
Yes. You don't even have to think about it.
You don't even have to think about it.
No. And you don't have to tell yourself to let go.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is the control. That's the control in me, that is telling me what to do.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to control. When we're in the flow, that's the magic.
That's the magic.
Right there is when we're in the flow, and to do that. And so if you're called to do, the meditations, especially the Dr. Joe meditations, I highly recommend going onto his website, reading a few of his blogs, buying a meditation that really stands out to you. There's several on his website, and just practicing with that one.
But also, what I like about Dr. Joe Dispenza is he has married spirituality and science.
Yeah.
So he has proven scientifically the effects that meditation has on the brain and the heart. So he has proven it, and that he has a documentary that proves it, that the source is within us.
Well, and he also, they just published a peer-reviewed paper this year, and that is on his website too. And because they map the brain with people in meditation, so they have the scientific proof of what it does. So it just makes doing the meditation makes so much more sense.
Yes.
So educating yourself.
Yes.
With that information.
So I've been able to meditate so much easier, and some days are great, and some days I may not think that the meditation is good, but as Dr. Joe Dispenza says, every meditation there are no bad meditations.
No.
So, that kind of takes the pressure off.
Yeah.
The one other thing that I've been practicing as we've been sitting here is bringing my attention to my breath. So feel the inhale, feel your chest expand. So if you're in the opposite of homeostasis, when you're feeling out of balance, when you're feeling stressed, just bring your attention to your breath. And that's another thing we take for granted is our breath, because we wouldn't be here if we weren't breathing.
Right.
And
that's
so
one of the things I love about you is that, you take it and you do it in the moment, and then you can talk about the after effects of it because you've already done it. And so just just do it. It's just like, just do it. Just do the little exercises. Try it. Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't resonate with you, move on.
Yes.
Just doesn't matter.
Yes. Yeah.
But I know that I am in this lifetime to make a difference. I am in this lifetime to assist in raising the level of consciousness, to know that we are all love. That's who we are. And that we're all the same beneath our physical uniquenesses and differences, that beneath our outer shell, we're all the same. And so to be able to see everyone as your brother or your sister or a like image of you, we are all the same. And to know that, I know that all I want to feel is love. I want to feel accepted. I want to feel welcomed, and to be that to myself first, accept myself, even the shadow side, to accept that, to love it, to nurture it, and to be that way.
And that makes it easier to do it with everybody else.
And it gives everyone else permission to treat you in that way too.
Yeah. So if what we've talked about today really resonated with you and you're starting to use the exercises that we're talking about,
let us know.
Let us know.
Because we want to know, we want to know if these are working for you, and what the ups and downs are, and if you need any coaching, let us know. If you need some help, the support is essential. It's essential because you're going down this road that isn't.
It's unfamiliar.
And it's not traveled by everybody.
Right.
So we are mavericks. We're leading the way. We are. You are. I am, you are.
Yes.
We're all leading the way. And when you think of it being a vibration, and that our thoughts are manifesting our reality, then you want to contribute in a very positive way.
Right. So that's a wrap for today. Yeah. Take a few minutes for yourself and try this, and let us know how it works for you, and just keep doing it. And we're excited to be here. We're excited to have you here with us. We really, really appreciate your presence, and we love doing this, and we love being together. And we're so happy.
Let us know.
Thank you.